Hi everyone, it's Tracy here from Art Fiber Stitch. Remember last week we were making this lovely bird's nest? I'm just going to give you a quick recap now of how it all came together. Now you could use a lot of different fibers. I used some silk, some threads, some bits and pieces of fabric, some, well, just all kinds of things like that. Now I put it on a piece of tulle, that's a ballerina tutu kind of material, and I left enough so that I could fold it over when I'm finished and make a sandwich. And that's what I'm doing here. I'm using silk hankies, and that is with layers of different unraveled cottons and interesting bits and pieces in there. And then I thought I'm going to add some of this. This is a little bit of dried grass or twigs or something. I want it to look very nesty. Here's that tulle, and I cover it, and then I get a container. I put some PVA glue. I add some water so that it's more drippy, and I start here by pouring it on and then using a brush. I end up making it just a little bit more wet because I want to really saturate it. And then I take it outside and I put it on 2 bowls here because I wanted to create this shape, and that's where we left it. So I'm back, and as you can see, this is what I've been doing. I've been letting it dry on the mold, and now I'm trying to pick it all up, and there we go, voila. So it's set itself in that shape. I brought it inside now onto my desk, and I am taking off this tulle. It's still stuck front and back, but it will peel off. Just going to be a little bit careful here because I have so many bits and pieces in there, but it will come off quite easily, as you can see there. And those fibers, aren't they just beautiful? I've had all kinds of people comment about all different things that they have used to make lovely bird's nests. So it's a really fun project. Can you see here, it's still a bit floppy. I could have made it very stiff if I wanted. I haven't decided yet. I could always go back and I could do it again with that same stiffening treatment. What I'm looking at here is these delicious lacy edges. And what I've found is I like to collect bits and pieces of twigs and things. And this is from a palm tree. And I'm just going to use these fronds or some sticks or twigs or whatever you have. Because I just thought I might just poke some things in, you know, in those lacy bits. And then I can thread it through those lacy bits almost. And that's giving me a more upright bowl shape. I'm quite happy with that. Now, if you have something quite large like I have here, I'm using it because I want to accentuate that curve that's there. And I could just stitch it to it. I could attach it in many ways, but I'm just going to stick with what we had done. And I'm going to try and just thread it through some of those lacy bits. I'm using it almost as a rim for my little bowl. But I like what it's adding. So I'm just taking it around as much as I can around that bowl. And that's forcing that edge of our bowl into that shape as well. So it's giving us a little bit more stability. And as I'm finishing here and poking some through, some remain out, and I think, oh, actually, I quite like that. So I keep it. Now, I also found some other little bibs and bobs, and I poked them in as well. Really, it'll just depend on what you have, what you like. But I think it's very organic. And I like the shape that's created. At this stage I'm still playing with it. As I turned it over then I thought it could make a great hat. And here I'm just grabbed a feather and a twig and some other dried things, and I thought, look at that lacy effect. We could hang that up in a window. We could add those twigs and make a basket, you know, with a handle for going out and collecting things. Here's some other bits and pieces I could add in, just bits that I find in the garden. I've taken it outside now because I want to have a little look at that light going through it. Look at those edges, aren't they just beautiful? Maybe it would be a good one to take out into the garden and collect other bits and pieces in. Maybe it would be good to just use it as a piece that holds interesting bits and pieces like I did already, where I showed you I had these sponges that I had collected from a beach. Natural sponges, don't they look perfect in it? I think so. Alright, so it could be a container, it could be something we hang in the window, it could be a foraging basket, it could be a lot of things. And we could change that shape. We could use the same water and glue to make it a different shape again. But let's just try and think of a few other things that we could possibly make. You know, I like making things like this, and I like that we can keep changing it. I have another project that I have done before, and I've never quite finished it. It is one of those things that you can always add to, and so I don't think it's ever finished. I'm going to show you in a minute because I think it really fits it. It really fits in with that. So we'll take out the sponges, and right now I'm thinking, let's try this out. Oh, see that? I can change that shape. That's what I was going to say with the glue and the water. I can really make that into a different shape and make it a more permanent kind of, it's still got a lot of flexibility. Oh, here we go. So this is a little character I made quite a while ago. And it's a woodland kind of character. And I really like that. I thought, yeah, it could be a hat or a cape. So what I'm getting at is, it's up to you. Here's my little nest. Now I've just changed the shape again, and I've made that into sort of a right angle, that back side, and I thought, but look here, I love this laciness. And here's something else I've collected. This is a really interesting bit of bark, and it's so thick I really couldn't even tell you what the tree is, but weird bark. But I liked it, so I picked it up. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a little tea light candle on it, and then I'm going to place it in my nest, and I'm just going to turn it into a candle holder. Now that's just what I'm doing now because it's handy and I like it, but you could use something a little bit safer. I'm feeling it's pretty safe on that piece of bark, but you might want to use something china or something that you know is not going to catch. So here it is, and I am just rotating now and looking and thinking, yeah, okay, that could be great. It's because I like that light going through. But as we go, as the day progresses, I think I keep an eye on it, and I think, maybe it'll look better in the dark. So let's look at a few shots as it gets darker. I'm starting to see a little bit more of that glow, but it isn't until just a little while later, when it really does start to get dark, that it comes to life. See here? Oh, I look at that and I can see the most interesting things in it. if I look at it, I can see trees and a lake and the sun setting. It just really is very moody, and I really think it's got potential. So whether it's a hat or a sun catcher or whatever, as long as you have made it and you use it the way that you want, then it's going to be good. So I hope you've enjoyed seeing my little experimentation there, and thank you for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. See you next time, when I think we might have a closer look at that little doll that I had made, or am making.